Hey gang, Ronin here. Welcome on back to the Retrocade. It's Monday. That means we are carrying on with our, what should be, final episode of our playthrough of the original Metal Gear from 1987 that was never released in the United States. It was only available on the PlayStation 2 Metal Gear Solid 3 Subsistence Special Edition, the 2-disc edition, that came out in 2005. We've gone through 8 episodes, and we should hopefully get it wrapped up today. If you've been enjoying the content on this channel, the best we can show it is, as always, hit that like button, subscribe to the channel if you are new, ring the bell to be notified of the latest content. Also, don't forget we have Sports Saturday and Suckerpunch Sunday every weekend, where we play a classic sports and fighting or fighting platform-based game from the 3rd, 4th, 5th, and 6th generation. Also, follow us on Twitter at @Retrocade. Help spread the word if you can, so we can hit our goal of 100 subscribers as soon as possible and make this channel bigger and better. If there's a game you'd like to see us feature from the Nintendo Entertainment System, the Super Nintendo, the Sega Master System, Sega Genesis, or Mega Drive, SNK, Neo-Geo, Nintendo 64, PlayStation 1, or PlayStation 2, leave it in the comments below or drop me a tweet, and it can be any game you want. Now, when I left you on Wednesday, we had done everything we can to get ready to make the final run and blow up Metal Gear. We have all the access cards. We have a full stack of rations. We have the body armor. We have the gas mask. We have the oxygen tank. We have all the stuff that we can need as far as equipment, and we have all the weapons. We've got a full stack of rockets for the rocket launcher. We've got 20 plastic explosives, of which we're going to need 16 to blow the Metal Gear up. We're not going to run into any more enemies in this level, save one, and that is Big Boss. And we're only going to get to him after we blow the Metal Gear up, because it was revealed to us in the previous episode that he is the mastermind behind Outer Heaven. He's behind Metal Gear and stealing it, and he's the one who's going to try and use it to take over the world, as all great action villains of this time period were wont to do. So this should be a pretty quick run through in this episode, because we've only got to navigate a couple of rooms, like I said, to get up to Metal Gear. The trick is going to be blowing the Metal Gear up itself, because it's not easy. We have a set of laser cameras that are guarding it, and we have to be extremely careful with how we utilize the plastic explosives we need to blow it up, and their placement. There's a pitfall trap here. Didn't even plan to use the binoculars for that. Now, while this is a gas room, this room is also lined with landmines. And we knew we were going to step on one. There's pretty much no way to avoid not getting hit by at least one of them. And now, this room has an electrified floor, which is why that's blinking, and there is no kill switch. So it does not matter if we had a remote control missile to use. We just got to make a break for it. Which means we load the body armor up to minimize as much damage as we can. And then here we go. And say hello to Metal Gear. So like I said, in order to blow him up, we need to take his legs out with plastic explosives. And there's a very specific pattern we need to follow to do it, and we cannot really afford to screw up, because we need 16 of them to take him down. So we need to put 2 on the right, and then go to the left, then back to the right, 2 on the left, and we just need to keep going back and forth in this pattern until he's down. And we need to place them directly on his legs so he will blink. If he doesn't blink, they don't count. So, for example, that one missed. As did that one. Now, it may be possible that we have to restart this section at least once, because we've got to find the right spot. And that one didn't go. So why is it not going? Well, we died anyway. Fortunately, we start right here. We still have our 20 or our 19 plastic explosives. So I think my problem is I'm used to looking at this from the perspective of having his, looking at him from this perspective of his left leg is actually his right leg and his right leg is actually his left leg. Which may be the problem here, because let's see if this works. That's one. Now I need to do it again. That's two. Now we'll know it's working if I can make it over and drop one here. Yep, okay, now we're in good shape. So now I need to go back to the right. Now I need to do two on the left. Part of the reason why I have an issue with this is that in the Konami NES version... Muck that. No. There we go. In the Konami NES version, you don't have to take Metal Gear down. In fact, you never see it. When you get to this point in the game, what is waiting for you here is what's called the supercomputer. Okay, so that's a right. Now I need to go back and do two more left. Ow. Come on, you stupid camera, move. Do one more over here. Okay, now I go left, right, left, right. So I gotta alternate the next four. Oh. That might have been a problem. Okay, now he's turning red. It's almost done. Okay, the last one has to be on the right. Is that it? Gone! Goodbye, Metal Gear. Now the self-destruct sequence has been set and activated. Now, while I have a second, I will explain to you. In the NES version, like I said, you don't have Metal Gear to take down. You have the supercomputer to take down, and that's actually kind of optional, because I found out when I was playing it back in the day, there's a glitch in the NES version that if you go back down the door that I came out of to get into this room, and you go a certain way, like if you go down and push right really quick, you can actually skip that room and go straight to Big Boss. So I've beaten the game that way like 30 times without ever having to take the supercomputer down. But now we have the rocket launcher. We've got 3,000 seconds to take him out and get out of here, so let's go. So there is Big Boss. Gave this mission you, a rookie, thinking I could use you to fool the rest of the world. But you were too good. You went too far. Snake! I'm not going down alone. I'm taking you with me. Prepare to die. And basically what you need to do is hide behind the crates and lead him along so he can get hit. And just like that, he is gone. He is not hard to take down. And we have destroyed Big Boss. Now what we need to do is we need to take the left ladder up, like one of the hostages we freed told us. Because as you see, the middle one doesn't go very far, and the right one doesn't go far enough. And as we run away, there's the earth-shattering kaboom as Outer Heaven is blown up. And once more for good measure, Metal Gear has been destroyed. Operation Intrude N313 was a success. No big deal. Job done. That's all. No big deal. I'm coming back now. Over. Radio KNK, we have a special news flash. Before sunrise, a large earthquake was recorded in the vicinity of Galsburg, South Africa. And now we get the staff for the game. And that's it. So it took us roughly 3.5 hours of total gameplay to beat this game, and the final resolution came in less than 15 minutes. So my reason for bringing that up is that means this is not a long game to play. Like most Nintendo games or most games from the 80s, they weren't designed to be big 60, 70 hour epics like later games for the PS2, PS3, and so on, later generations have been. By contrast, playing a game like Metal Gear Solid, the original one, takes about, I mean, you could really logistically play it in about, or logically play it in about 10 to 15 hours if you really just bore through it. It's not a long game either. And then you got the games like Metal Gear Solid 2, Sons of Liberty, Metal Gear Solid 3, Snake Eater, and then Guns of the Patriots Metal Gear Solid 4 was, I think, the longest one. At least it felt that way to me when I played it. I have Metal Gear Solid 5, The Phantom Pain. I have the special edition that has both Ground Zeroes and the Phantom Pain on it, and honestly, that is clearly the longest one because of the number of missions you can do and the way it's designed. And I still have not finished it yet. Unfortunately, it's an unfinished game. If you know anything about the history between Konami and Kojima, he left. Konami rushed to get the game out. They took the actual ending of the game out. We're probably never going to see it, and which sucks because I was really looking forward to it. And now any new versions of Metal Gear that we might hope to get are going to be potentially drastically different than what Kojima initially had in mind, or anything of the sort, and that's pretty much guaranteed by, what was it, Metal Gear Survive that came out afterwards, which was essentially Metal Gear The Walking Dead, which I don't even recognize as an actual game, at least not in the Metal Gear canon. But that, guys, is the original Metal Gear from 1987 for the MSX computer that, again, was never released in the United States. It ended up coming out on Metal Gear Solid 3 Snake Eater Subsistence Edition. It was the second disc with all the special features on it. And now we get this little bit. I'm not dead. Someday I'll get even with you. So now we get the stats on how we did. It took us 3 hours, 30 minutes. So yeah, 3.5 hours to play through it on the original difficulty. 25 saves, 21 continues. We were put in alert mode 113 times. We took down 489 guards. We used 51 rations. We didn't use a special item because we hadn't gotten one yet. And our code name is Deer. So if you depending on how long it takes you to finish the game, how many continues you use, how many times you're alerted, all the different things, goes into what your code name ultimately is. If you can ace through this game and pretty much never be detected, never take down a human, not really have to worry about using rations, and just bore through, then your code name at the end, I believe, is Snake. So we can save the game. And if we wanted to start over, I believe we end up starting with the bandana. And the bandana gives us unlimited ammunition. I'm not going to worry about it right now, and now you also have this boss survival mode, which adds another layer of it, which, again, was not in the NES version that we played back in the day from Konami. So I would say if you're a Metal Gear fan and you like these games and you've never played the original and you can get a hold of Subsistence, and if you have an emulator like I do, or even if you are able to acquire a PS2, go back and play it. It's not a long game. It's not a incredibly hard game. It's just a different game. It's different by modern standards by a long way because it's not 3D. You don't have a lot of the same things that you expect in a Metal Gear game, but this is what laid the groundwork. And what I will do, probably starting later on this week, is get set up to play Metal Gear 2, because if I played the first one, I might not play the second one, and you'll see how drastically different that game is, and that one was never released in the United States either. The version we got, again, from Konami through one of their subsidiaries called Ultra was essentially a modified version of this game. They used the same engine, basically, but what Kojima did in response to that was come out with a totally different game that really solidified what Metal Gear Solid was going to end up being about 10 years later when the PS1 finally went online. So if you've been enjoying the content on the channel and if you'd like this playthrough, please, best way you can show it is to hit the like button, subscribe if you are new, ring the bell to be notified of the latest content. Also, don't forget about Sports Saturday and Suckerpunch Sunday coming up this weekend. I do apologize, we did not have a Sports Saturday this last weekend. I had a technical snafu of elephantine proportions, again, regarding this same emulator. I wanted to play NCAA football. I had this great idea of trying to do a national championship run with it, but for whatever reason, my emulator does not work with the version of college football that I wanted to be able to play, or any other one, really. Which makes it a real pain in the butt. So I got to figure out something else I needed to do, and by the time I got around to it, I'd blown too much time in the day trying to get it to work, and so I had to skip over it. But we have that and Suckerpunch Sunday coming up this weekend. Follow us on Twitter at @Retrocade. Help spread the word so we can hit 100 subscribers as soon as possible and unlock YouTube's customization algorithm. And if there is a game you would like to see us feature from the 3rd, 4th, 5th, and 6th generation, leave it in the comments below or drop me a tweet. Give me any game you want. As always, my name is Ronin. Been great to wrap up this playthrough with you. Thanks for tuning in and following along, and I will talk to you on Wednesday as we get ready for our next one. Bye.